K-Rock. 92.3 K-Rock.
The Rock of New York, 92.3 K-Rock. Wait, let me get a mic check.
Hello, check 1 2.
Works. You're not. I mean, so you're used to the mic check, so you do it pretty professionally.
Yes, I have checked quite a few mics.
All right, Nick Carter, sitting across from Adam Yauch, MCA of the Beastie Boys. Welcome.
Thanks for having me on.
Welcome back to K-Rock.
Cool.
All right, now you made a film, which we're going to get into. Everybody knows you as a musician. How and when did you get into film?
I guess I've been around it for a while. I started doing photography when I was a kid, and had my own darkroom set up when I was in like junior high school, and even since the band started, I've been like shooting Super 8 and working on videos and working with film through the years.
How many of the Beastie actual videos have you done? Because I know you've done some.
A lot, actually, probably most of them, if we count them. I'm not sure, but like So What You Want, Pass the Mic, Intergalactic, Body Moving, those are like some probably the main ones. 3 MCs that I put together, and a lot of the other ones I kind of worked with the directors on most of the other ones.
Right on. All right. Well, the movie is called Gunning for That Number One Spot. It's Adam Yauch of the Beastie Boys, director. I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to get all into that. All right.
All right.
It's 92.3 K-Rock. Yeah, cool as a cucumber in a bowl of hot sauce.
Indeed.
That is the Beastie Boys, MCA, Adam Yauch in the house. So welcome back.
Thanks.
All right, so this movie you've made, Gunning for That Number One Spot, school us. What's it all about?
It's about high school basketball players, like the elite top high school basketball players in the country, and kind of looks at some of the challenges that they face and just trying to get an idea of what it's like to be one of the top high school basketball players in the country headed towards the NBA. And it specifically focuses on 8 players of varying ages. One of them was just 15 when we shot at Lance Stevenson from Coney Island. And a few of them that are old enough have now made themselves eligible for the draft. Michael Beasley, Kevin Love, Jared Bayless, Dante Green, who will be in the draft actually tonight.
Yeah.
And probably a few of those guys, at least 3 of those guys are going to be in the top 10 picks. Beasley will probably be the 1 or 2 pick in the draft. So it's pretty exciting to see that, since the documentary was shot 2 years ago, and I'm going to the draft. I'm psyched to see what happens with these guys.
Yeah, according to Chad Ford of ESPN, Be-Easy Mike Beasley will probably go number 2.
Yeah.
Which would be unbelievable.
Yeah.
Now, all right, what kind of pressure are these kids actually under between just trying to live under the microscope and the shoe companies, and what did you see?
Well, it's a lot. I think there's 2 sides. I think in one hand, it's very exciting for them and it's amazing, but I think they are under a lot of pressure, especially for some of these kids that come from rougher neighborhoods or come from a background where they don't have a lot of financial stability. Like, there are a lot of people that are counting on them to succeed, and it's definitely interesting to look into that world, to see kind of like the excitement and also the pressures that they face. They're young kids. They're 15, 16, 17 years old, and kind of getting hit from every direction. They've got financial advisors coming at them, and coaches, AAU coaches, sneaker companies. There's all kinds of people trying to put their hooks in real early because they're trying to lock in the next Michael Jordan or the next Allen Iverson before he blows up. So it's definitely an interesting world that these kids are living in.
No, it is definitely possible that we could be witnessing in this film the next, say, LeBron, because some of these kids, I mean, you almost forget they're kids just looking at their moves.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Like, some of these guys, they just play like NBA players. You watch Beasley or Kevin Love play, and they're so solid. Or even somebody like Brandon, just seeing the way that he handles the ball or the way that Jared handles the ball as a point guard is amazing.
Now, you can kind of relate to some of that pressure, right? Because, I mean, you were relatively young when the Beastie Boys blew up, yes?
Somewhat, but these guys are getting it younger and a lot more intensely than we did. I mean, we didn't have the same kind of like make or break thing that you have going on when you're striving to be a ball player. I mean, we were just goofing around, making some music, some kids having fun, and suddenly our record like blew up and we were right there in the middle of something. But for these kids, they really are striving for something specific, and they have a whole crew of people around him, like different types of coaches and leagues that they're in and camps that they go to, and they're really being groomed for a very specific make or break moment, which is tonight for a lot of them.
Right. If you're just tuning in, it's Adam Yauch, MCF and the Beastie Boys. What is going on with the record? What are you guys up to now?
Oh, our new record? Beastie
Yeah.
Boys? We're recording, just kind of messing around in the studio, seeing, just trying to come up with some retarded,
You can't.
Are we live? I thought you were taping this.
No, we're live.
I thought you said you were taping it.
I didn't say we're taping it. I just,
Oh, did you get that? Did you beep it?
I hope so.
Okay.
Because if I didn't, you'll find out tomorrow as I'm like knocking on your production company door looking for a
wow.
job.
Ouch.
Here's a question. All right, so you guys, since the Beastie Boys, you kind of have that old school. What?
I didn't know we were live. So.
No, it's cool. So the Beasties, you guys had that sort of old school rhyming thing where you trade off of one another. Does that mean you have to write your rhymes together?
Not necessarily, but we do tend to. Actually, a lot of the way that we work is we get together and just put on a beat, like something that we want to rhyme over, and the three of us will sit and listen to the beat and just all write together, and then we'll kind of throw like one of us will grab a mic and put our stuff down, another one will. So a lot of times we're kind of like riffing off each other when we're doing it, but you know what? Together but separately.
Right. So is it going to be sample based this time, or are you playing instruments again?
It's a bit of both. So I mean, there's some of both. There's a lot of it's a lot of stuff where we're playing instruments. Where we're bringing that into.
Okay, Adam Yauch of the Beastie Boys directed this amazing film, Gunning for that #1 spot. I got some passes. It opens tomorrow, yes?
Yeah, opens tomorrow night.
Okay, first 6 people to text me the word win to 69923. I'm going to give you a Gunning for that #1 spot prize pack, and you got to see this film. And again, a lot, like at least 3 of these kids were probably gonna get scooped up tonight in the draft. And all right, so before we go, you wanted to talk about this. It was in page 6. You pissed off Nestle.
Yes, Nestle was mad. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Give people sort of like the lay of the land. What's going on?
All right, my distribution company that's putting out films. The first film is Gunning for that #1 spot, which is coming out tomorrow night, and the second film is actually a movie called Flow, which is all about the world water crisis, and one of the things that the film really focuses in on is the destructive nature of bottled water, and how these bottled water companies are pushing bottled water and trying to scare people off of drinking tap water or using filters. And it's really one of the things that's destroying our environment, because to make these bottles uses petroleum, uses a tremendous amount of energy, and then to dispose of these bottles is insane. And just the fact that the water, the places where, like Poland Spring, for example, is sucking the water up out of the ground, is stealing water that from other people that need it for farming. And so Nestle's stormed out of a screening of this film the other day, and yeah, I mean it's something that's gotta be brought to the light, and so we're very excited about putting this film out.
Isn't it cool though if you recycle the bottles?
No, even if you recycle the bottles, I mean it's better than not recycling the bottles, but ultimately still a tremendous amount of energy has been used to produce those bottles, and even to recycle them into something else creates a lot of pollution and a lot of energy. So really what people need to go back to drinking tap water and just using filters on their tap if they don't feel comfortable with what the tap water is.
All right. Said a lot of stuff, brother.
Cool, thank you.
Adam Yauch, Beastie Boys. When's that record coming out?
Beastie Boys record, probably early next year.
Okay.
I would guess.
All right. Hopefully I'll be here and be able to play it if you didn't just get my spot blown up.
I take full responsibility.
Okay.
I didn't say that. I said shoot.
All right. Gunning for that #1 spot, directed by Adam Yauch, opening tomorrow. It's the Rock of New York, 92.3 K-Rock.